Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch.
Thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the front. You might throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. him and show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, and welcome to Global TV. If you are on the Eastern Timeline, if you are in London and the United Kingdom, good afternoon. Welcome and thank you for joining us. First, we must apologize for our absence last night. I wasn't in the mood. My mind tell me something if I do not live last night, I may just work with my mind. So that's why I was absent last night, because the man never give me for nothing last night, so I just work with what the old mind say. To my community party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, via subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning, welcome. Thank you for joining us. As you can see, James Robertson will come out here for this morning. We'll come out here for James Robertson this morning. I told you yesterday that this platform will not indulge. Why is my speaker going off? It shouldn't be. 1 second, my peeps. I don't know what's wrong with my... Oh, you dull old fart. The battery died. Bear with me. I need to get the charger for my speaker.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make him man throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press them for. Make God what I seen to make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Yes, sorry about that. Thank you very much, and welcome back. Let me do my individual howdy do's. Good morning to everyone. Good morning and welcome. Send go call everybody, can we come for James Robertson this morning. If you're not aware of who James Robertson is, we're going to remind you. And as I said yesterday, this platform does not carry political messages. Only if you remember, it's for gimmickry or making a point. I'm going to use one this morning to make a point. I hope you can understand. Debbie Jervis TV, good morning. Sharon Bernard, good morning, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Daphne Jackson, good morning, Marcia Stewart, good morning. Morning, everyone, and welcome. Herbert. No, sorry, not Herbert. Hugh Robotham, good morning. Good morning, Judy Roberts. Good morning. Who else is there? Good morning, JP. Beat and Teach, good morning. Violet Watson. Good morning. Marcia Thomas, good morning. Who else is there? Don Mel, good morning. Abina Sarkodi, Verona, Lewin. Sorry. Good morning. Karen, Wagwan, bro. You all right? Morning, morning, everyone. Morning, prospective power loss, some you know. Good morning. Jamrock 8766. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson. Charmaine Livermore, good morning. Evan Johnson, good morning, good morning. Let me see who is on the tick. James Robertson will come here for this morning. We're going to remind you who James Robertson is. Black Indian, Wagwan, Colleen, Debian, Kenneth, Kevin, Rosemary, Richard, Beaton, Teach, Cyril. Is it Taurus? Taurus. Caroline, Lorna, Carlene, Yvonne, Dougal. Is it Xavier? Roy, Amelia. Good morning and welcome. Sexy K, morning everyone, morning. So we come for James Robertson this morning. All right? But Mr. Tiffin, that we have whole political question for ask. We should ask a little question them first before we go off to James Robertson. Who we're going to talk to first? Hold on with Mr. Shitwater. Let's talk to the Coast Guard first. Because we're not done with the chicken yet, you know. We're not done with the chicken, Coast Guard. Because on a well-equipped, on a send out a crew, Jennifer Cruz. On a say on do no deployment and all of that. But the container still with all I want to tell you about, still manage to wriggle roll it we run the sophisticated H.M. Marcus Garvey. Just do so. Run H.M. Marcus Garvey and come back right ashore. Let us listen to Antoinette and some of the usual lies where Andrew forced them to come and tell, because I know them attack you out of their mouth, you know. I feel them people will work for Andrew when them go home at night time, them cry and stress. Because don't tell me say everybody will work for Andrew don't have conscience. Me not gonna believe that. I am not going to believe. Like and share the live. Tap up the screen, please. I am not going to believe that everybody work with Andrew Holness don't have conscience. So me feel say, all of them go against their conscience and go home go cry at night time. Let Win Gomez or whatever she name tell you of how equipped this Prime Minister make Jamaica, but container of frozen chicken will stay frozen pan sea and sun. Because nothing we done with the chicken, you know. Nothing we done with the chicken will float pan water and in a sun and still end up your frozen. And then I tell you how equipped this government has made our borders in 9 years.
Jamaican ship HMJS Marcus Garvey is a work of art showcasing high levels of technology, comfort, and resilience. And as the qualities suggest, Jamaican ship HMJS Marcus Garvey is a work of art showcasing high levels of technology, comfort, and resilience. And as the qualities suggest, the vessel is expected to display this resilience while being used by Coast Guards to secure the island's borders. Jamaica Defense Force JDF Chief of Defense Staff Vice Admiral Antoinette Weemis Gorman says the ship will enhance maritime capabilities.
We must also maintain the capacity to combat the traditional threats such as poaching and transnational organized activity in our maritime space. This will ensure the continued development of Jamaica's blue economy for the benefit of all.
The ship was contracted with
TikTok, I've got my fan on. Let me know if you're hearing any odd noise in the broadcast. If that is so, I will turn the fan on. So please do let me know.
It's Damen
Off, rather.
Shipyards, a Dutch defense, shipbuilding, and engineering company. Their representative, Lieutenant Commander El Carter, says the vessel will not only serve defense purposes.
We have jointly set a standard in the region, and many have followed, as I said. With this second 5009 stand patrol, Damen stand patrol, the JDF will be able to safeguard the maritime borders, and she will also be able and capable to be used as a disaster relief.
Speaking of disaster relief, the ship will aid the JDF with its post-Hurricane Beryl recovery efforts and future natural disasters. Prime Minister Andrew Holness highlighted the benefit of investing in the guardians of the country.
For many years, Jamaica did not invest sufficiently in the capacity and capabilities of the JDF and other critical institutions.
And in the last 9 years,
vulnerable to all kinds of threats. Recognizing this, we have significantly increased our investment and support of the JDF over the last 9 years.
The vessel is the sixth and final ship within Jamaica's contract with Damen Shipyards. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
The sixth and final ship that the Prime Minister commissioned. With all of this sophistication, Prime Minister, all the container outdoor now. Because I'm hoping that that container galangin has died, you know. It has not. We still want to know. What noise is that? Oh, they chucked outside. We still want to know, how is it that with all these nicely things, the container still managed to outmaneuver all of these sophistication? Wins Gomez sent out one poor, helpless, embarrassing, you know him and Anvaz. I wonder if him graduate from Monroe and him used to go meet Anvaz at evening time, because you know boys school and girls school tend to buck up at evening time. I'm wondering if the man you graduate from Monroe or him and Anvaz buck up somewhere. But none of the explanation from this young man, based on the sophistication of the Jamaica Defense Force, no makes sense. And don't think that the chicken story die. Because not just the chicken alone, we're interested in a Dr. Chang, we're interested in the hope of drugs and gun that would come in a container of such Dr. Chang. Because one way to believe that the container swim its way there, so. And we'll tell you that it is impossible. That's why we still want to know how and who assisted the container to get there. It's a story not done in now. Because we know say a lot coming at the container except for the chicken to do with the election campaign, another part that we're interested in.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in this instance, activated our mechanism, responded to doing a couple things. Firstly, ensuring that shipping in the area is aware that the container fell overboard to ensure for maritime safety so that no collision occurs at sea. And then we move to deploying our assets to identify, locate, and track the movement of the container so that we can collaborate with other agencies who have direct responsibility to treat you on the other aspect of the protocols. So all of that was done on our part once we were alerted to the container falling overboard.
He stated that as soon as the alert was received, the necessary steps were promptly taken by the relevant authorities.
In this instance, as we were doing our response mechanism, as it's unfortunate that the response of the public outpaced the relevant.
Here is where he messed up. He's not talking about when they were alerted about the container, where he said they deploy their assets, but then he's turning around to tell us that he doesn't exactly say the container got ashore before us, but then he goes on to tell us that the public got to the container before the security services, without speaking of how the container got ashore while you were preparing deployment. We still not understand it yet. And that's why we're asked, to enlighten with extra darkness, with black polish type of darkness. That one left with inner with this. Otherwise, we leave people like me to make it how it go and not how we tell we say go. So be careful.
Agency to
which is my
respond
question,
to
sir. Why?
secure.
But why? That's my question.
It may be due to access limitations. Terrain limitation is accessing the area as quickly as possible, and as such, the response.
So you see, Helsha got some really rocky mountains and deep gullies and terrains and all of that. So the people could get there on foot and in car. But the JDF, who had helicopter, was unable to get there on time. These people think we are dumb.
Mechanism on the part of respective agencies to secure the shoreline and also the container may have been limited at that. But once they got on scene, I'm aware that they naturally went on to securing the area and containing the situation.
The lieutenant commander noted that while it's not uncommon for containers to fall off ships, such incidents are rare in Jamaican waters. He emphasized that retrieving lost cargo is not part of the JDF Coast Guard standard mandate. Additionally, he explained that there was little the team could have done to recover the container at sea before it eventually drifted to shore.
Once the container fell overboard, there is no immediate mechanism to pull the container back up on a ship, because that would take heavy lifting equipment and crane, somebody to secure a container and try to pull the container to water, which in itself is a...
It is said that you are G2K, so we don't expect you to have much sense, to be honest. And if your title's lieutenant, right tenant, whoever you are, them say are G2K. So better is not really expected if it coming from G2K, even though we hear say, and the PMP, them hear attack it, me have to talk with my ear with it. So, one of the G2K has strategized to take down Andrew Holness after Mark Golden gave him a good wallop. Because one claims that Andrew Holness is strategizing and placing people that will support him as leader of the opposition to stay on. But let me say, Prime Minister, if this is your intention, let me tell you before it happened, it's quite a shameless thing, Prime Minister. It's quite an established practice under the Westminster government. Debbie Jervis, thank you. It's quite an established practice under the Westminster system that where an incumbent government lost the election, they stepped down within 24 hours of the election, Prime Minister. After 2 terms, and with the failure to lead in the party into a 3rd term, Prime Minister, it would be world-class embarrassment to see you stay on fighting as the opposition leader, Prime Minister. So if that is your intention, I ask you to reconsider. We know so you're power hungry and all of them something that in a one, But if that's your intention, think carefully, because it don't make much sense. Let's listen to another thief. Let's listen to another thief.
Listen to me. So what I'm doing
now, this is Dalrymple Filbert trying to distribute the cares benefit and spoils. Because you know, rather than spend the people them money upon the people them and in the constituency to develop the constituency and the social aspect of the constituency, that will rather thief off the people them money. So here is a thief resigned for thieving, come back before the thieving solve, come back in a parliament, plead guilty for thieving Dalrymple, and pay almost $1 million fine. A criminal actively legislating in our parliament. Now here is this same criminal sharing up the care's benefit and spoils after she, Labourite Dalrymple, thief off the people their money.
With the Labourites, listen to me. So what I'm doing now is looking for the people who every election vote.
Moderators, you want drunk for the moderators, man. TikTok want drunk for run out.
Because every vote of the same vote.
TikTok moderators, there goes the drunk crow.
And I'm going to tell you now, if you are in the area and you are a worker and you have been taking out a whole lady from a home from what we give, you know, and you're not sure if they get done. Take the person's name and PRN number. And if they're old enough, you take them down and PRN number and go to the office in Paris and say, Miss Basic, and if they have a file, anything about them, and let us see how we can help. So that is what you have to do. Now, all those who have their grandsons and their sons, if they have not voted, they can't get the job. No care how hard you work. Because if I...
You see, like a whole Labour and PMP and the police, them no want indecent language when you talk to them. Me no want Labour come over here with them indecent language. If Labour cannot rise their social consciousness and try to have a conversation, then you no worthy of space, trust me. You no worthy to be here because you not learn. My platform is a learning area. My platform is a learning area. So if Labour decide to come over here, come lift up the tile, the pit latrine seat, make the cockroach them run out. You don't need to be here. You talk thief in Dalrymple, you're a thief. Everybody knows say you're a thief. Even you, your own self, admit say you're a thief. What? Are you going to send the cybercrime police after us? Because you can't source for defamation. But you can send the cybercrime police after us to say, oh, you're embarrassed because we have called a thief a thief. Lover.
Not a person come, a young man that has voted in the last by-election or in the parish council, and you have your good grandson and you walk from me come here, you can't give me, have to go give the man. I'm telling you that. When you have your children and your grandchildren and your grandson, make them go for vote. Because plenty people are born. And if you vote.
Now listen to this same thief that has stolen out of poor people's pocket, that have stolen out of those same young men. He's going to the community to coerce the people and tell them, Dalrymple, me take it as a threat. So that's why I use the word coercion. Because I know so you have a lot of gunmen behind your Dalrymple. And your own supporter them tell we. Chopper John also tell we too. So you have all heap of gunmen behind you. So we be careful when we talk. This is the same Dalrymple that steal from the community. Is going back to the same community to tell the people them, tell your sons and your grandson to go out and vote. You think that will black canvas to vote for PMP? But then again, who is she speaking to in that tone? No must Labour right, Sue. Who else you think Dalrymple? Thief in Dalrymple. Pickpocket Dalrymple. Hold on a second for me, please.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there, make you man show.
I'm close on my other figure funeral at Birmingham. Coming on. May have a funeral in Birmingham as well. A family member has also passed in Birmingham. So maybe I think I'll be close for it. So I them just come and I knock my door. Let's quickly look at the dangers of alligator pond. And I think more people need to know that alligator pond is not an area, because alligator pond is a Easter zone as well. I could remember when we were children, because when alligator pond upon the same southern stretch of beach, because I remember one time alligator pond was St. Elizabeth. So we used to, people from down Parity, like Easter Monday or so on, used to go alligator pond in a boat and them something, they feel all the excitement and entertainment that goes on there. But the truth is, to date, I still don't know that place, alligator pond, because our parents wouldn't allow us to go there, because alligator pond is well known as an area where people drown regularly, especially in Easter time, where people flock to alligator pond. So I think more and more people ought to be aware of the dangers of alligator pond if they choose to use the air. We're building up to James, the Carl crowd, because James, we're going to remind you of James this morning, that he's a criminal at all levels.
A lot of people has passed off in alligator pond, but the problem is this: with people them going into the sea and so on, and when they catch in the sea, they drown and so on. We can't afford that for down here. When 10 people are drowned, we get less support in alligator pond, and less people will be coming. So you have to secure them.
But as we were telling you, the sign, the damn people still no obey, because last time one man take off his shirt and put it on the sign and go jump off in the water, and people have end up go help him, and he left his shirt on the sign. So you know how Jamaican people say.
Are you see, man?
Yeah, man, that's still too far, dog, in the ocean, though, still.
Oh, you were warned?
I was warned. You can't go too far in that drown.
You know the thing, the current in the sea, because enough people see it and feel like it's a regular beach, like where, say calm and thing, so certain time current in it, so, say you have to just go up on the edge and thing, you can't overdo it. You see what I say? And go out where you're not going to manage yourself, you see it? About 10 to 12 years now on the seaside, but we born and grow the same way, so you know how it thing go. People are come out and they really the same way. And boy, more people there when me even expect, because say they're Good Friday mostly hard day and thing, But you don't know how to go a beach thing and thing, the thing go. You see what I say?
About an hour and a half ago, there was a situation where there was somebody. What's happening there?
There was some American people, and they went in the sea. I mean, I tell the people them say, like, she go too far. When we look, they was drowned, but they get saved. If I give God thanks. We want nobody not drown that era by the help of God.
Last year there was some signs. Says I don't see them this year.
No, why that is police put them up. And so because lots of people was drowning, so less people was coming to the river in Alligator Pond.
There was a police with that time.
Yeah, it was police put up them those time.
But have you ever been here when somebody got into difficulty and, for example, they're unfortunately drowned?
Yeah, but I not go there for me can swim. I not go leave my 3 boys in my back. The river is much easier and better. But the people them now go in the river, them are going in the sea also.
And people even there and see people dying. So once you're there over the years, you must see 1 and 2 who go and see them, But why, January? No care we put up sign over there and the people them still going at it. So no care where you do, you can't really get people out of it like that, because
but I don't see the signs anymore. What happened to them?
Boy, I think the storm and thing, you think they really put back together.
Burial?
Huh?
Burial?
Yes, man. But before that, the sign them they did. You see what I say?
Alligator Pond is known for swift, unpredictable currents. And ever since Mayor Pickney, people drone at what you call it? Alligator Pond. Let's look at the shamble of the justice system to the point where Champagne is calling out for immediate attention to the shambolic infrastructure of the justice system. Where just like how Andrew Holness now maintain the road when responsible for, Delroy Chuck now maintain and upgrade the justice system enough as he should have been doing.
The present circumstances where the courts are being held, and that is not just in relation to the parish court for Manchester here, but also the circuit court, in these circumstances is absolutely ridiculous and shameful. We cannot continue to operate like this, and it creates an environment where there are safety concerns, security concerns, and it is something that I think is impatient of debate in terms of a relocation. We cannot continue to operate like this, and it may just be a matter of time before there is some kind of security breach where we recognize the importance of having an adequate space in terms of court hearings, and not just adequate space in terms of the infrastructure, but for counsel to be seated properly, for accused persons to have a proper place in terms of the dock, and for the judges to be comfortable. So, as I said before, this whole issue is impatient of any debate. We need to have this rectified, and rectified immediately. There have been many improvements in the justice system. Yes, there are improvements, but alongside that must be proper infrastructure to dispense justice.
Delroy Chuck, Peter Champagne is calling for swift and urgent attention to the shambolic infrastructure of the justice system where you preside over, Delroy Chuck. Bear in mind, it's the same Delroy Chuck that told women, if you are sexually abused or assaulted, I want to give you 6 months to come forward. But even though I'm stretched to give you 12 months, if you can't come forward in 12 months, even though society is going to blame you and demonize you after you've been assaulted, then forget about it. Forget about it. Dry your tears after 12 months. That's the same justice minister that's responsible for the shambolic justice system that is barely delivering justice to us, or one can say the shambolic infrastructure of the injustice system operated in our country. So shambly, Delroy Chuck. It is.
A 15-year-old
For those of you who did not see this broadcast yesterday, I'm asking Miss Morris Dixon this morning, as the police are pushing the parent around. Could you, Miss Morris Dixon, because this is how government department can communicate with each other, Miss Dixon. So the Department of Education can write to the Department of National Security to seek redress on this issue. Ask under the Westminster system, Miss Dixon, if it's not possible. Yes, it is. You can make representation as the Minister of Education to the Minister of National Security to look into this problem. Because what we want to know, Miss Dixon, who for bad dog attacked this young man? The Doberman and the Rottweiler and them that were run out pan the people picnic, Miss Dixon. That is what we want you to help us with. You, as the minister, can make representation to another department of government, Minister.
A 15-year-old arrest Torn clothes, a 15-year-old boy now limping. It may look like the aftermath of an animal attack, but there were no claws, no fangs. It was instead an encounter with the police as he walked home from school. He says he was walking with 3 female classmates when a police vehicle pulled up. They asked to search him. He agreed. Nothing was found. But what came next is believed to have been a result of a comment the teen admits he made. He doesn't like the police. He claims he was ordered to go into the vehicle and was told he'd be arrested for using indecent language, an order he resisted for this reason.
And Miss Dixon, what we want to know, what was the indecent language used? And if it was the word him don't like police, which was the indecent language, we would also like to have investigation where the other female student he was walking with is questioned as to the issue, because there were other eyewitnesses there, Miss Dixon. So no can't go on like I did him one on the police, and we take the police words against his. That's why we want an investigation. So we want to hear the different sides of who witnessed the story.
I know what they're going to do to me if I go down there by myself.
So is it that you were scared?
Exactly, because they might go say, me, Eric, try to one stay and do one bag of things. So, like, them did say me I threatened them. I wasn't threatening anyone. I was just telling them that I will call people and make them know what I do.
And when he resisted, the 2 officers reportedly grabbed him. One allegedly used the baton, striking him on the wrist and at his side. His mother had just gotten home from work when she got a panicked call. She rushed to where he was, but by then, the officers had already left. She then went to the Glengoff police station, where she confronted one of the officers involved. She says she was told her son was being arrested for what?
On the ground and do all of that.
Like seriously? She's demanding justice, as she says the police also refused to take a statement about the incident.
It's not a big man, he's a 15-year-old. If you hold on to him, I expect you to call my phone and say, Mother, I have your son at the station or something because him do something.
Somebody write in the chat and tell Emel to refresh her system, because I think she's the only one not hearing. If I'm mine,
thing. I expect you to do me pick me so. I may ask you to carry him go to the hospital. I would have tell me so I'm not doing it. And then them do him so. And I me not left him so at home. I not send him so at school. I may reach out to police officers and nobody taking no statement. Them have me like a idiot up and down.
On Sunday, she told CVM News she has since filed a report at the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, IPROB, who confirmed it would investigate the matter. CVM News has made multiple attempts to contact the police and arrest.
So, on only bad man, the government unleashed the police them pan. They unleash them pan all with school picnic them too. In a democracy, you can't tell police that you hate them. In a democracy, you're not allowed to tell police that you don't like them. I mean, what is there about our police in Jamaica? Lyndon, how are you? You catch me this man, welcome. What is it about our police in Jamaica that anybody should like? Have you seen how they've spoken to us? Have you seen how they're cheating our children? Have you seen how they're extrajudicially executing young men who haven't got guns in their hand, but them friend them will have the gun them when for them name come a police station, them care back when name to them friend them? What is there about Jamaica police that anybody should like or be forced to like? If we hate them, we're entitled to. We have reason to don't like the police. Them a thief, them a scammer, them a extortionist, them a gunman, them a robber, them a rapist. That's the police we deal with in Jamaica. So there's no reason for us to be coerced to say we like the police, because there's nothing to like about them. Pamela, good morning. There is absolutely nothing to like about our Jamaican police. Nothing. So me don't know where them a walk and beat people for tell people say them like them for. That's why when them traffic stop, them say you want pay or you want pressure. Because that's what right or left means. Pay or pressure. Let's now move on to the SHITWATER government. Which is this? Which video is this? Let me see first. If this is a part of my broadcast.
A young person.
Oh, I'm not ready for this.
Made a post.
No dirty prime minister, drunk crow. We're not ready for that yet. That's before James drunk crow. Make we talk about the SHITWATER man now. This is a reaction to from Matthew Samuda. Check my inbox. Hold on, let me check it on another phone. This is a reaction from Matthew Samuda on the recent upheaval from their staff.
I am aware of disruption in the maintenance department at the National Water Commission. But I want to assure the public that this is not sanctioned industrial action. We've worked very hard over the last 4 years to bring industrial harmony to the National Water Commission. I've spoken with the heads of unions. I've gotten direct feedback as to what the issues are. I understand that this is a small group of employees who are particularly upset about the band that they have been placed in post reclassification exercise. I would say to them that the process is ongoing, a process that was signed off on with the unions, with the Board of the Water Commission, with the Ministry of Finance, after we received what's dubbed the McAnuff report. The McAnuff report was a report I commissioned after the strike of 2022, where we said there was obviously industrial disharmony and we needed a roadmap to fixing same. We have gotten that roadmap. We've gotten all stakeholders to sign off, and let's allow the process to work. The action being taken now is not in good order. It does breach the employment rules related to said employees, and we hope good sense will prevail in the shortest possible time. But I do want to address one area that I think the public needs to be aware of. The reclassification exercise, we're not perfect, saw the wage bill at the Water Commission increasing by over $400 million monthly, meaning we pay over in excess of 10% of total revenue as increases in staff costs to our hard-working men and women of the Water Commission. So I don't want the impression in the public to be that we are not working with our employees. In fact, we are working very hard to ensure that there is indeed industrial harm. And this is an unfortunate incident, and we encourage those involved to work through the process. As a process exists, a process is working and was agreed on by all stakeholders. There is one element, however, of returned political mischief as it relates to water quality. I have heard rumors where persons were saying, well, if the maintenance team is not working, what of the water quality? That's not the unit that deals with water production. There's actually a water production unit where there is no industrial disharmony. So I assure the public, as we have done in the past, National Water Commission water is indeed safe for drinking, and we encourage you to enjoy your Water Commission water.
Yes, the government says it is safe to drink shit water. You heard, yeah, shit water, I'll choke me by hearing about it. You heard it from the government, not from me. You heard it from the government that it is quite normal to drink shit water. You really shouldn't have any problem, said Matthew Samuda and Andrew Holness. It's only a bit of shit, they said. This, as gone to Vegas, is regular. We all give it to you to drink. What are you complaining about now? Who are me? You want to come in my bedroom, come find out?
A young person made a post on...
I'm sure you all remember this when the Prime Minister told us about his Pegasus software that he has following us around. So anytime you're walking around, you must say in your pocket when your phone in there, yes, Andrew, me know say you walk follow me too. Me know say, and me and you, and the Israeli them there, Andrew Holness. Take this serious. Take this serious because a long time we not play it. Take it serious in light of the operation of the Cybercrime Act. Take the Prime Minister's words serious. Now that we see how the Cybercrime Act, particularly Section 9 under the malicious communication clause, is operating, it wasn't just for joke. We're actually seeing the behavior now. Remember, the Prime Minister did promise us we will soon see. Hey, Prime Minister.
A young person made a post on social media that bordered on being defamatory, probably libelous.
Border and being defamatory, probably libelous. Them time that we never know, say, we could get arrested for libel and defamation. Hey, Jesus. Come here if you're not tired. All coming back to me now, as Celine Dion would say.
A young person made a post on social media that bordered on being defamatory, probably libelous. The person was tracked and their identity discovered. Long and short, the person was put up to doing this by another political organization. And we have been tracking several such cases where you see some posts being made that border on defamatory or libelous. And when you dig behind, which we have the capabilities to do, and to discover the people behind these accounts, there are young persons
Tap up the screen, TikTok,
being recruited to do this. It is purely out of good conscience that many of them we don't pursue because they are young people. They are being misled. They are being used for the wrong purpose. Because they are native to social media, they are being used to manipulate social media, to comment on posts negatively, to spread rumors.
To comment and post negatively. If you listen the keywords of the Prime Minister in this utterance, you know, because remember, we are hearing it differently now with how we know the operation of the Cybercrime Act. Listen to the words. I'm going to play it back one more time. Listen to the Prime Minister wording carefully. Because say, when he did talk about it them time that we was only concerned about the tracking. But the prosecution turned up a notch. And all of it intertwined into one another. Listen to the wording of the Prime Minister. We were being set up in this conversation. We were being given a nod and a wink as what to come in this conversation, but we never aware of Section 9 and its operation then when the Prime Minister make these utterances. But now that we know how Section 9 operate, listen to the Prime Minister and see if you not hear it totally different from how we hear it last year or when him said so.
A young person made a post on social media that bordered on being defamatory, probably libelous. The person was tracked and their identity discovered. Long and short, the person was put up to doing this by another political organization. And we have been tracking several such cases where you see some posts being made that border on defamatory or libelous. And when you dig behind, which we have the capabilities to do, and to discover the people behind these accounts,
Morning,
there are
Road.
young persons being recruited to do this. It is purely out of good conscience that many of them we don't pursue, because they are young people. They are being misled. They are being used for the wrong purpose. Because they are native to social media, they are being used to manipulate social media, to comment on posts negatively, to spread rumors about people, to do some really nasty things. And you're going to see some actions very shortly for those persons. Much of what is being done is, in fact, against the law. I want to say to you, the people who have chosen to be a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, the Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media to attack people's character, to
blood clot lie. 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 Ask Vegas. Ask Vegas, why did he apologize to Dr. Dayton Campbell and told Dr. Dayton Campbell, I was lying. I have no information, no facts. I don't know it to be facts. I don't know it to be true, and I don't have any information. He's one of your minted vlogger, Prime Minister. Minted and celebrated in the House of Parliament by Favour in her closing speech of the budget debate. Lie. Lie. Chopper John do it every day. Dojan do it every day. Munchi. Son of Punkos. You name the bitcheries that you have over the airwaves, Prime Minister. Lie. Lie. Prime Minister, it's a lie. Don't say lie. Lie, Prime Minister. Because you ordered it. Remember, Prime Minister? Remember the birtherism and Mark Golding that was ordered by Andrew Holness. And Andrew Holness started the birther charge. Remember, it was Andrew Holness come out and start the charge against Usain Bolt. And then Venice and the whole of them pick it up. Lie, Andrew, lie. You set the tone of what your vloggers do out there. Remember your budget speech, Andrew? It was bare attack, 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 attack. Lie, Andrew Holness. Lie.
To you, the people who have chosen to be a part of the Jamaica Labour Party. The Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media to attack people's character, to assassinate people's character, to spread misinformation. We have too many good news items, too many achievements that you need to promote without having to resort to attacking people. No, we deal with policies, things. And
Wanna ask the Labour right if you spell bread for winner, please? The Labour right the way I run off him mouth, the Buster right, they ask him to spell bread for we. Type bread in the comments. Wanna no comment, make yourself known by typing bread in the comment. Make us see if una brighter than Buster.
Going to see some actions very shortly for those persons. Much of what is being done is, in fact, against the law. I want to say to you, the people who have chosen to be a part of the Jamaica Labour Party. The Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media to attack people's character, to assassinate people's character, to spread misinformation. We have too many good news items, too many achievements that you need to promote without having to resort to attacking people. No, we deal with policies and programs and principles. People who don't have policies, who don't have programs, and don't have principles, they try to attack people.
Imagine all those coming from the Prime Minister. Can you imagine this sickening narcissist, this power-hungry sod? But we're going to go off to James Robertson now. And we're going to look at the devastation of agriculture and our local economy by James Robertson and the Jamaica Labour Party. And then we will look at James' criminality, or alleged, if you don't want me to say the word which me don't love to say, criminality. Let's look at James Robertson economic onslaught on us before we look at the onslaught by violence of James Robertson.
We all come down to the flat.
Hold on, let me attack the man here first. Let me attack the man here first. What did John Crow there? John Crow. We want clarity upon the flyers, yeah. Because look, as you jump from over PNP, go over Labour, you turn in at them. Because if this was put out by you, Garfield, I find it very disrespectful to the labor rights of Westmoreland. Very disrespectful and demeaning. So what if they're Marlon Wilson supporter? Aren't you a PNP councillor who have your disgruntled feeling and jump over labor rights? And now you, if it's not from you, come out and give clarity. Say, I smear them, I smear you. But if this has come from your Garfield James, you don't deserve the vote of the people. Garfield James, if this is coming from you, suggested to another fraction of the Jamaica Labour Party, where you want to become an MP, you are as disgraceful as where you run go buck up. Very disgraceful, Garfield James. And I think the labor rights of Westmoreland should make sure they kick you to the curb, because that was if you put this flyer out, yes, we know them hungry belly, but you know if you call them, so make we in a media land, Garfield, call them hungry belly. You, the politician, or look for them vote for come make law in our parliament, Garfield, can't come out here come call my bad mind labor right friend them hungry belly. No, me not go stick up with that shit. You're disrespectful. And if I smear them, I smear you. If somebody put it out there, you shouldn't come clear your name. So we take it that this is coming from you and your team, and they should not vote for you, because that's a disgraceful behavior. Garfield James, you should have never even contemplated. So, but then again, JC, Hutchison Kosuno off, I don't accept it. Let's now go back to James Robertson crimes against the economy and against the people. But as I said, I'm using this political campaign broadcast to bring the information about James Robertson.
We all come down to the flat. Down in the yellow sand land we built. Up in the Moran plain. And we're going to fix the onion business. Because let me tell you something. St. Thomas is a natural habitat for onions. But you know the biggest enemy for onions? The biggest enemy is our member of parliament. Out of the 8 companies that import onion, the most onion in Jamaica, 5 of those entities belong to the member of parliament. If you do not believe me and you want to carry that vote, tell him to sue me. when I hear Dayton, I talk about the politician and we are get the permit for bringing the agriculture produce. Him a one of them. I'm going to call him out tonight. Hold on. I'm going to show you how wicked. When he get the permit them, he see about the permit them. Sometimes he have 4 or 5 permit. Can member say no. Me go to all of the agriculture school them in the land, you know. So my friend them a work, you know. Because if you work in agriculture, you must go either heal him or agriculture or not Calva. The whole of them, my friend. Listen now. Him see about the whole of the permit them. It's when the local honey come in, he bring him out 4 containers one time. There's a law in economics that we call supply and demand. We're not going to go into the classroom tonight. But if you flood the market and create a glut, price going to go down. And that's exactly what him do. Why him do it? Because him have the largest cold storage facility in Jamaica, prestige storage. So when him bring in all the honey and the price go down, farmers can't sell the honey. There is a crisis in the parish. He send no trucks. He not coming up. I ain't behind the scene. He send no trucks and buy the people them honey for $40 a pound. He take them back to him storage facility. Him store them. 3 weeks or 4 weeks later, he let them out on the market. The onion they start sell for $300 a pound. A real vulture capitalist. So the situation what we have, the same man where the people them vote for to represent them, and the same man I stop them in them back. In commit treason. The people of St. Thomas need to deport him and send him out of the parish. Me love Jamaica, me now say.
That is James's onslaught on the agriculture industry, particularly on onion farmers. He doesn't only import onion. James import meat and them something there too. He was the chicken back importer. What other meat? But James import a lot of things into the country that cripples our economy, our agriculture, and our small higgler indoor we call we market higgler them and all that. James Robertson is one of the leading ones in crippling the agriculture industry in our country. So when you go to the poll, my people, if you vote for destruction as you have in 2 terms, if you vote for destruction as you have in 2 terms from 2016 to 2020, you, the people of Jamaica, have voted for destruction. If you voted for it a 3rd time, God go with you. I can't tell you anything else. Now let's look at the criminality in the politics of James Robertson. Come sue it. If you sue, you have to sue the newspaper article too, you know. You have to sue foreign before you can sue yard.
Lawyer stated in court Parliament of Jamaica. It was the latest in an unbroken string. A member of the conservative Jamaica Labour Party has survived a political career that would have derailed many. He was re-elected in 2012, when a backlash against the JLP's association with a drug trafficker forced the Prime Minister to resign, and the rival People's National Party, PNP, nearly swept the elections. When he tried to push out his party's leader in 2013 and lost, he kept his deputy leader position in the party anyway. But those episodes were child's play compared to what he faced in 2010. That year the U.S. State Department revoked Robertson's visa for reasons never made public. Then he was accused of murder. The accusations against him dominated headlines in Jamaica. But Robertson was never charged and has denied the accusations, attributing them to political enemies. He's never been charged, let alone convicted. His accuser, a small businessman, has left the country. Officials made no comments. The news media eventually dropped the story. The matter seemed to simply disappear.
If you want to make a full-time income from home working part-time, you need to know this one concept.
Until now. Leslie Leigh Green, a former assistant commissioner of police for the Jamaican Constabulary Force who has since retired, revealed to the Miami Herald that he investigated accusations that Robertson tried to arrange at least 2 murders, and found enough evidence that he recommended that prosecutors charge the politician. Investigations have been conducted alleging serious offenses against Robertson and others, said Green, who is English and a former Scotland Yard detective. In 2006, the Jamaican government hired him on contract to help professionalize the force. The Department of Public Prosecutions made a ruling there was sufficient evidence to charge Robinson. But after carefully assembling his case, Green said, Jamaica's Ministry of National Security refused to offer to protect one of the key witnesses. The witness fled, and the case fell apart. The guilt or innocence of Robertson aside, the episode highlights a problem holding the powerful accountable in a region dogged by violence. The UN's Caribbean Human Development Report noted in 2012 that Latin America and the Caribbean made up 8.5% of the world's population, but tallied 27% of its homicides. Jamaica has the highest homicide rate in the Caribbean. Day at the dealership. On a sunny afternoon in 2008, Ian Johnson was finalizing the purchase of a silver Mitsubishi Pajero at Motor Sales of Jamaica when he saw James Robertson enter the dealership. Johnson owned 2 convenience stores and a construction company in St. Thomas, the parish Robertson represented in Parliament. He was active in the JLP and had raised money for Robertson's previous campaigns. Robertson beckoned me aside, Johnson said in a sworn statement filed by his Fort Lauderdale lawyer and attached to an application for asylum in the United States. We walked a few feet away from the sales rep that I was talking to, Johnson said in the sworn statement. Robertson told him he was having problems with a businessman in St. Thomas. The rival businessman's name was Cecil Riley, known locally as Petrol. Specifically, he asked me to arrange to kill Petrol Cecil Riley, Johnson said in his statement. Johnson said he was shocked and left without giving an answer. Robertson did not respond to repeated requests for comment by email and telephone. His lawyer at the time, Patrick Bailey, said, he's not going to talk about that. To the Jamaican news media.
You know, the batty lawyer, the murderous lawyer who stabbed a young man in his house 22 times and then shot him to make sure he's dead. That lawyer was the Prime Minister's lawyer also. That is to date, from 2016 to now, still has not been questioned on the murder that Patrick Bailey committed in his house. His blood pressure is too high. His blood pressure. Patrick Bailey is still on bed rest. Is it not?
However, and in a court document, Robertson acknowledged Johnson's allegations but vehemently denied them. He ultimately would file a libel suit against Johnson's lawyer. A few weeks after the encounter, 2 gunmen shot Riley dead outside a nightclub he owned in St. Thomas. Even by Jamaican standards, Robertson's alleged request stood out. Robertson was not just a member of parliament, he was the country's Minister of Energy and Mining. He was in his 40s and the deputy leader and a rising star of the JLP. In addition, he would seem to make an unlikely criminal. He is from a prominent Kingston family. They own a shipping company and cold storage facilities. Robertson himself had gone to high school in England and then graduated from Southern Methodist University in Texas in 1988. He was a polo-playing socialite. By the mid-2000s, however, the young politician's rise had caught the attention of Jamaican and U.S. officials for the wrong reasons. A 2005 diplomatic cable sent by the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and obtained by WikiLeaks stated that like many Jamaican politicians of whatever party affiliation, Robertson is known to associate with criminal elements. A 2007 cable obtained by WikiLeaks stated that sources told the Drug Enforcement Administration that Robertson was involved with money laundering and organized crime, and that Robertson's father had once been forced to hand over acres of land to settle his son's drug debts. The U.S. Embassy declined to comment for this article. Immediately after Riley's execution on May 26, 2008, Robertson expressed shock. He praised Riley as a role model for young people. Morning, noon and night, you could always look to him, Robertson was quoted in Jamaica's RJR News. No one has been arrested for that homicide. Suddenly a target. Shortly after Riley's death, Johnson said he became a marked man. According to a police summary of incidents, Gunmen shot at him as he drove home from work one night, but missed. They shot at him inside one of his convenience stores, missing him but wounding an employee.
My teeth were falling to pieces and I needed a fresh start and I needed to be able to smile and laugh without covering my face.
Johnson said local police told him they could not protect him. Then, on June 6, 2008, 3 men entered one of Johnson's stores and shot and killed his mother, Hyacinth, while she worked. Johnson took his wife and young daughter and went into hiding. He continued to speak to police, but says he came away with the message each time that there was little they could do to protect him. After about a year, Johnson moved back to his gated house. On the night of July 17, 2009, a gunman stepped out of a car and fired at him as he talked to employees in his carport. Bullets hit Johnson in the thigh, arm, and neck, but the wounds were superficial. A nearby police car rushed over and arrested the driver of the getaway car. The gunman fled on foot. A few days after the shooting, according to Johnson, Robertson himself showed up at his front door, saying he was concerned for Johnson's safety. In the carport, Robertson wrote 2 names on a piece of paper, Johnson said in his sworn statement, and told the Herald, Kyone Treasure Campbell, and the name Guns, which was an alias for a man Johnson knew. But then Robertson crossed out Campbell's name and told me this name I should not pay attention to, according to Johnson. But he pointed directly at Guns' name and said to me if I killed this man for him, all my problems would go away immediately. Johnson said once again he did not respond. Robertson's lawyer stated in court papers in connection with the libel lawsuit that the allegation he asked Johnson to kill Kyone Campbell, and a man with, alias Guns, was not true. The statements made by Mr. Johnson are false. According to police and other sources, Guns is Kamar Williams, a local gangster affiliated with the rival PNP. Leigh Green, the assistant commissioner of police, later tracked Williams down abroad. I met him outside the country, I'm not going to say where, Green said in an interview. The crux of the conversation was that he knew James Robertson wanted to kill him. He knew it was a credible threat. So he fled. Johnson said he worried there would be repercussions for not following Robertson's alleged orders. He believed those repercussions came to fruition on July 29, 2009, when Johnson's most trusted employee, Jermaine Jones, was lured to a friend's home where a waiting gunman shot him. Jones escaped to a nearby hospital. 2 days later, gunmen tried to kill him there. Again, he survived. Johnson and Jones went into hiding. Johnson reached out to officials at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston for help. He also contacted David Rowe, an expatriate Jamaican lawyer practicing in Fort Lauderdale and teaching at the University of Miami, to assist with a bid for political asylum. On November 9, 2010, Johnson gave a sworn statement in connection with the asylum bid over the telephone to Rowe and a court reporter in Fort Lauderdale. Johnson relayed his entire story, which was turned over to U.S. officials. Johnson also released his statement to the Jamaican news media to bring attention to the matter as a form of protection. If I hadn't released it, I'd be dead, he claimed. Johnson's accusations made headlines days before the JLP's November 2010 annual conference. Robertson marched onto the stage at Kingston's National Arena to defend himself. He called Treasure Campbell, who was described in news media accounts as a student, contractor and JLP activist, to come on stage with him. The 2 men joined hands. This is the man that they say I want to hurt, Robertson declared, according to newspaper accounts. The papers didn't mention that Johnson had said Campbell's name was crossed out. Robertson never mentioned Guns. Campbell told the Gleaner newspaper, I have known Mr. Robertson
from 2016 to 2025. That's what? 10 years? 9-10 years? Patrick Bailey has been on bed rest for about 9-10 years.
For more than 10 years, and the allegation that he wants me killed is rubbish. A month later, on December 20, 2010, Robertson filed the libel lawsuit in Fort Lauderdale. Robertson withdrew the case a few months later. Rowe declined to comment about the case. Team of investigators. It was only after Johnson's statement went public that Green, the assistant commissioner of police in charge of homicide, heard about the case. He assembled a team of about 6 investigators to corroborate Johnson's statement. Green did not want to publicly disclose evidence because the case is technically still open. According to Jamaican police sources who asked not to be named, the investigation matched ballistics at several of the shootings, and traced cell phone records and car rental receipts that linked Treasure Campbell to the shooting outside Johnson's house, and cell phone records with one of the gunmen who allegedly shot Jones in the hospital. When police searched Campbell's home, according to the police sources, they found cell phone records between Campbell and Robertson from around the time of the shooting. There were also records of financial payments from Robertson to Campbell. Green arranged to relocate Jones to another country and
Yes, this same murderer, James Robertson, can sue me if he wants.
exchange for his testimony. Johnson left for the United States, but agreed to return and testify. On April 1, 2011, Green sent the investigative file to the Office of Public Prosecutions, outlining the case. Then he waited. Robertson, meanwhile, was facing other problems. A government investigation into a contract to supply natural gas to the island found numerous irregularities. The contract was cancelled and Robertson, under
YouTube supporters, let me ask you something. What me do no me gonna not support the program? What me do no YouTubers? You must can do a little better with your life. Good God Almighty, man. And when me not come out here, I no wonder where me there. Sometimes me better off lay down in my bed. Because come let me out here talk and nothing happen. Nobody not hear. Nobody not support. Nobody not want to see the platform go further. But me will still stay out here. If I run and I run me, all right, me will turn.
Under pressure, stepped down as Minister of Energy. He remained in Parliament. Days later, Robertson confirmed to reporters that both his and his wife's U.S. visas had been revoked. The U.S. State Department declined to comment. On June 4, 2011, Paula Llewellyn, Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions,
telling all the while so the belly won't cafe me in social media. On the need to deliver the picking in a way with turn crossway, you know, this a longer than donkey belly, you know. This your belly, social media won't cafe me longer than donkey belly. And I can push it out now. Make we see the donkey grow. Because I do something why I refuse to support my program, particularly those of you on YouTube. When you don't support me enough to being out here so long with me. Man, the donkey belly turn cross or not. That me I telling you this morning.
responded to the evidence that Green submitted. She sent a memo to Green stating that there was prima facie evidence to base the charge of soliciting murder against Robertson. The memo has never been made public, but was obtained from law enforcement sources close to the investigation, with parts redacted. In a caveat, the memo noted that the case was based on persons who appear to have very significant credibility issues, referring to Johnson and Jones. The issues: Johnson alleges that Robertson is connected in some way to the murder of his mother and believes that Robertson has given orders to have him, Johnson, killed. Meanwhile, Jones appears to be a gunman or very closely linked with them, the memo stated. The memo also offered the recommendation that given the status of former Minister James Robertson and the nature of these allegations, one should anticipate significant challenges in bringing this matter to trial. She was right. In late July 2011, a member of Jamaica's witness security team visited Jones in a foreign country, where he was under police guard. Jones, who had been seeking relocation, was told by witness protection the offer had not been approved by the Ministry of National Security, Green recounted. The next day he was told he was required to appear in court to give evidence. The combination of events scared Jones. He basically walked off the system and left, said Johnson, who was hiding with Jones. Without Jones, prosecutors declined to pursue the case. Through Johnson, Jones declined to comment for this story. In January 2012, Green learned that the Ministry of National Security did not renew his contract with the police department. He returned to Europe. The investigation and its collapse were never reported. Green has never before spoken publicly about the case. Johnson said he would gladly return to testify, if his safety could be guaranteed. The minute one politician is held accountable for their crimes, Jamaica will be a different place, he said. Robertson, meanwhile, still cannot travel to the United States.
For someone like me with a science background but no...
Yes, I want to vote for them, Jamaica. And if one of the people of Western St. Thomas make James and him bad man them running up with them gun again to vote for them cheaply, then you just have to take what's coming to you. You just have to take what is coming to you. You have heard enough about James Robertson. You have heard enough of the destruction he has caused to the agricultural industry. You have heard enough of the social upheaval that James Robertson has caused. But because of our political spheres, Andrew, James Robertson, Darrell Vaz, Bobby Montague, and all of them, what the thief in lawyer name? The murdering lawyer, Patrick Bailey. All of them, because of our politics, all of these people can evade justice. Everybody can turn a blind eye to the injustice because them rich, them powerful, and them can employ you, and them can point gun at you, and them can silence you, and them can shut you up. It's what is happening in our politics, my people. So, when you and Dr. Chang with the 200 gun a month, kind of just also 200 gun Dr. Chang carry in our country, you know. Every month, Dr. Chang carry containers a gun into the country. That's what Orlando Terry Long will help murder Jermaine Jr. and Patrick Bailey house. All of these people evade prison. All of them. When these same people have ordered the police to walk around and shoot down your children for soul scum in a them hand, for bag juice in a them hand, the same Horace Chang will carry AK-47s into Jamaica, come distribute to young men. This same Horace Chang tell these same young men, the gun that I give you, when you see me, you come in the Jeep back, or you can accompany Checha. It's up to you if you choose which one. That was the same Dr. Chang who distributed 200 AK-47s in Flanker, November 2021. It's the same Dr. Chang that has unleashed his security forces across the country to go around murdering young men extrajudicially. Let's go start on Paula this morning, Rennie. If we start on Paula, we're not go done. If we ever start on Paula this morning, we never done today. So we could put on Paula in a lime, salt, and vinegar for soak for one another day. Blake, how you do? Because if we start on Paula Llewellyn this morning, it will be a voluminous attack. If we start on Paula this morning, this is a failure, yeah? This international failure, the confused don't spot. What a Paula Marlene Malahu Fort? Who done so? What a Paula Llewellyn, Delroy Chuck, and Marlene Malahu Fort? On a measure they done since. On a have done tape measure. Because we need tape measure for measure the dunces, you know. Marlene Malahu Fort, Delroy Chuck, and Paula Llewellyn. Out of the three top legal scholars, Colleen said Fort Duns. Remember, Paula was the one who was confused with Section 45 and Section 5. And Paula says, because the legislation was new. Because the legislation was new, then that was why we made the bill. But what Paula Llewellyn did, after you prosecute the man under the wrong section and sentence him, Paula Llewellyn went back to the court, pulled the case, and re-prosecuted. In that case, what normally happens is a case-stated appeal, where Paula Llewellyn takes a case-stated appeal to the appeal court, rectifying her nonsense of the wrong charges. Then the court will set the right charges for the future. Paula shouldn't have taken that man through that ordeal of trying him twice on her mistake. Paula Llewellyn was the one who took contaminated jury conviction. And we see what happened in the Privy Council from the 14th of February to the end of it in the 14th of March last year. And she's same one without shame in her eye come back and tell we say, I don't know what the Privy Council is going on about. It's not the first time I've done this. It's regular for me. Whether is it that I'm corrupt or I'm dunce or I really don't know better. This, for me, Paula Llewellyn says, is the norm. Paula Llewellyn carry a whole heap of case to court with tainted evidence that get thrown out. Why did Paula Llewellyn fight to stay? None of us know. Because the fruit of it wasn't in Paula Llewellyn's record prior to the fight. And during the fight, we see the disgraceful debacle where we Jamaica people never know that a Jamaican attorney could stand in the Privy Council and address your lordships until we see I sat back and do it. And we the people pay expensively for a dunce woman, a woman who've the only thing Paula get out of law school is a big mouth. And we pay for send Paula. Go at the Privy Council, go sit down right pan sticky pad and hand it. Give foreign counsel. And it we know pay for. September soon come. You're one of the drunkro. Well, we can't wait. September is a drunkro month, you know. The drunkro them go. September is a month where drunkro go lift up. Let's call September month a lift up drunkro month. Because you the drunkers of the Jamaica Labour Party. And you the drunkro of the head of our prosecutorial train. We don't have to go and free the country. The thief in Kamika gone. Kamika, well, we don't know how much Andrew pay him. Pierre Wild, Ed Bartlett, and Kamina Johnson fight. For Kamika get an extension, but nobody no want Dr. Panton to get an extension. Why everything must be reinforced with Andrew Holness and him cronies them? Andrew, then will they say them a plan for you, the G2K, because them say them nah deal with you in opposition. If you have shame and go on, you lose the election, you could have never taken the country and the party forward. You failed, Prime Minister, in the task of taking the party and the country forward. You have littered the country, Prime Minister, with an almighty pool of dunce. Dunce UNCE, what we never see or heard in our politics, because a lot of us never living in a Buster time. A lot of us were there and what that work in particular. We never living in a Buster time. Even though we grew up, Cornwall Buster couldn't spell bread. But isn't the fruit of Buster still bearing on that green tree, Prime Minister? The fruit of Buster.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I happy for this opportunity.
Unavailable, absent. I happy for this opportunity. You heard the grammar. You go and read the answer. I want to have daughter, we a lawyer, and wife, we a teacher. It was said, wasn't it? My daughter is a lawyer and my wife is a teacher.
to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a...
I don't know what, so this is the part where I have to give trouble. Me not top. Me not top. Tell me see the paper where I read off. It's ongo then. Me I go comfortable. When me see the paper where Steve Graham I read off and read it for myself and see what Steve Graham I say goes off it true. But by listening to Steve Graham, anybody, anyone away can decide say, I don't saw it go.
Education, youth and distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I happy for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a milestone of all levels. For the reason I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion, annual graduation ceremony at the Old Harbour Primary School Institute of Excellence.
Jamaica talk truth. Could anybody follow where I read and know where I talk about? No hitch together, you know. Him pick out the sentence them where he think he understand. Poor thing. Hi boy.
It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates.
Hall, not H-A-L-L.
A rough task
or H-A-U-L.
Your preparation.
Hold on there, Steve. Hold on. May I talk to you? All, A-L-L. Hall, H-A-L-L. Hall, H-A-U-L. Which one are you meant? Jesus. Murder.
It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates that I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you encounter endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the road ahead.
I want to say,
open with a quote.
Open with a quote. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night.
I wonder if they are just snore on. I wonder if they were joined. Snore.
Open with a quote. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night. And that is exactly
For the third term, under the Andrew Holness led administration. All right, my workers.
All right. You see, when Bella passed, there's one lift up in hand like a ghetto girl. May I read Bella mine now? Bella, can you notice Bella look down first on the phone in her left hand, and you can see the big finger on the left and a ruffle and a shuffle. When Bella looked down, Bella said, Fuck this, I don't understand what they right. Alright, my worker, me can't go away, I no big no. Bella. Lord, no sir. But a Republican, you know, because Donald Trump always make me laugh. This is why I love that man. I've always had fun on a daily basis while Donald Trump is speaking. And it's becoming the same thing with the labor rights as well. They're all Republicans, aren't they? They're all conservatives. Look like conservatives make fit out bullshit. Isn't it, Miss Vaz? Conservative make fit out bullshit. Because isn't that what we get from them? I mean, when you hear them attack, most of we who grow up a country where we have co-walk and road together, and you hear cow shit a Japan concrete, splatter, 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 splatter. Labor rights. Come on, man. Evening class.
Pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP, but I have no doubt the series of fear events you encounter endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the road ahead.
For the road ahead.
I want to say,
Open with a quote.
The heights by great men reached and kept.
Were not attained
by sudden flight.
But in day,
by day,
while their companions were sleeping and drawing snore,
in the night.
Mm.
And that is exactly
the third term under the Andrew Holness led administration.
Just say fuck that, Bella, fuck that.
All right, my workers, me couldn't go
Yeah.
and big enough.
Nobody with
The
the
third term under the Andrew Holness led administration.
Answer the because I understand why you don't like a moderator.
Because them I give me for read, Bella. What are they giving me to read? Me not come here for them something that my workers, me can't go here no big enough because them fuck here with them give me what me not understand. Me know them fi just make me come talk to my workers them. Bella. La Baba Bella. Administering. Relisent. Dictification. You know? I could look for dictification because I want the word choke him this morning again. I not play it till the word that choke the man this morning, you know?
Here this afternoon. Custos of St. Thomas, Mrs. Marcia Bennett. Members of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, Mr. James Robertson. Members of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Mrs. Michelle Charles. My fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of the wonderful parish, good afternoon. I stand before you today, humbled and honored to be your mayor. This is not just a victory for me, but
victory. You see? Next time when I write anything in the labor rights them, what you write on the paper is Baba black sheep, have you any? But then again, just like how Ancome they can spoil heights by a great man, them likely to spoil Baba black sheep as well. Or you could even turn to Hey diggle diggle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jump over the moon. Because I say, Mayor Graham's story is more of a hey diggle diggle story. Because it's piece of here, piece of there, you know, the part where the cow jump over the moon, the part with the dish and the spoon, the part with the cat and the fiddle. Disjointed story, isn't it?
for all of us who believe honored to be your mayor. This is not just a victory for me, but for all of us who believe in community prosperity and unity. As your mayor, I pledge to serve each of you with dedication, dignity, and integrity.
Dignification,
we will work
and
to
integrity. Dignification, dignity, and integrity. I go about my business, go on out the door, go enjoy this. Me now make labor right mad me this morning. My parents send me a school to the best they could, and the little way me achieve, a parity all-age school, and Black River Training Center, become a foreign, me do a course in health and social, me do a course in what is called functional skills. Me go sharpen up on my maths and English labor right. Then me feel it never enough. I went and did a course, an NVQ in health and social care. Labor rights, me still never comfortable. I went on and I did a higher national diploma in law and administration. Still never feel fulfilled. I went on and I did a bachelor's of law. I did a major in law and a minor's in paralegal studies. Still never feel too comfortable. And then I went on and I read a master's degree in business and financial law at the international level, international business and finance. That I refused to complete. Not that I couldn't have completed it. Anybody who can write a 3-year degree, you can write a 1-year master's degree. I chose not to complete it because I was more interested in what I'm doing now in the social media spheres in another remit. So, I'm saying this to say to Uno labor right. It don't matter if you feel Jamal, you can still continue to improve your education. There is nothing that says dunceness is something that is perpetual or hereditary. You can educate yourself out of it, labor rights. Trust me, try it. Try it if you're bad. But then again, it may not work because Vegas has tried it, has he not? Is it working? Could you say that it's working for... Listen, me too contentious this morning. Go on, leave the business and go on. This morning. Next thing you know, then go throw shit water upon you. Like how the government are forced way to drink shit water. So, leave the people them and go on this morning. In the name of God this morning, leave the people them and go on. Thank you all for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support as always. Even though on upon YouTube, but you can do better with the likes and the share and them something. Come at me tell you something. Me not out here for popularity. Or if I did popularity or money me out here for, I wouldn't have been out here because one, the popularity I don't want because I'm a free stroller. I want to walk around the place and don't have to drive. I don't have to them something there. So I'm not in the popularity. The money part of it, me not make it, so I know it make me there. I am here because I'm dedicated to uplifting the mindset of our people so we can come out of this miry claim where we politician and we religious leader them have. Don't make this, go on before you start pani pastor them this morning because you're glad to the Pope dead. So go on. Anyway, thank you for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Fussell Biggs, how are you? Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back right here this evening, 6 p.m. Jamaica time for the People's Point of View. Thank you very much. Good morning and good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat and not press them for. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man show and stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman show and stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Thank you very much, YouTube, for your time. Join us right back here later on.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.